You quoted or mentioned a book earlier. I didn't quite catch it when you were talking about how peace can only be achieved through victory and defeat.
Long-lasting peace, yes.
Long-lasting peace. Okay. And I was also hoping if you could give an example of a relevant example of such victory and defeat, and then talk about what victory and defeat would look like in this case with Israel and
Sure.
Gaza.
Okay. So the author is, I believe, Jeffrey Blaney. The book is The Causes of War by Jeffrey Blaney. The perfect example, obviously, is World War II. So World War I actually ends with a negotiated end, right? World War I is negotiated, and everybody's like, oh, the Versailles Treaty, it's so terrible. Look how it incentivized Germany to then have to pay reparations, and then that leads to World War II. And so look if everybody had just been nicer to Germany, World War II never would have happened. The argument Blaney makes, which is a pretty convincing one, is that we were a lot meaner in World War II when the West and the Soviets completely invaded and then parceled out the entirety of Germany. And there hasn't been a war in Germany since, as it turns out. Examples from the Middle East would include Israel's signal defeat of the Egyptian army in 1973. So Israel fully defeats the Egyptian army after they take their best shot in 1973, and the Egyptians decide at that point they do not have the ability to defeat the Israelis, and then they sign a peace agreement with the Israelis. So Jordan, same sort of thing, right? Jordan attacks in 1967. In 1967, Israel defeats them. The Jordanians never go to war with Israel again. So these are not just relevant examples. These are relevant examples from the region. Okay, so if you're talking about how do you achieve long-lasting peace in this particular region, first of all, Israel has achieved a pretty long-lasting cold peace with Egypt and with Jordan. They're achieving a much warmer peace with Bahrain, UAE, and they will with Saudi. I have full confidence. If you're talking about how do they achieve a long-lasting peace with, say, Lebanon, the answer is going to have to be such devastatingly effective military victory that there is likely a regime change